To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So begins one of the most poetic and widely recognized verses in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 3:1. These ancient words, attributed to the wise King Solomon, have echoed through millennia, read at funerals, weddings, moments of transition, and times of reflection. They have appeared in literature, music, politics, and film. Their rhythm resonates like an eternal truth that life is cyclical, not random. That time is not a tyrant, but a teacher. In this episode, we explore the deep meaning behind Ecclesiastes 3:1, its cultural legacy, and how its timeless message finds kinship in other parts of the Bible. We'll journey through Scripture, reflect on ancient Hebrew wisdom, and trace the influence of these words across centuries of human expression. The book of Ecclesiastes occupies a unique space in the biblical canon. Unlike the prophetic declarations of Isaiah or the legal codes of Leviticus, Ecclesiastes reads like a philosophical journal, a collection of meditations on life, death, time, and meaning. Traditionally attributed to King Solomon, referred to in the text as Qoheleth, or the teacher, Ecclesiastes is raw, honest, and often paradoxical. It wrestles with the futility of human pursuits, the fleeting nature of wealth, and the inevitability of death. And yet, it is not without hope. In Ecclesiastes 3:1-8, the writer presents a list of opposites: a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. 14 pairs of contrasting experiences, capturing the full spectrum of human life. This passage isn't just poetic, it's deeply theological. The central message is one of divine sovereignty over time. While humans may strive, suffer, and succeed, the timing of events ultimately rests in the hands of God. The writer does not deny pain or joy, but reminds us both have their appointed season. Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us that life is not arbitrary. There is a rhythm to existence, like the rising and setting of the sun, the change of seasons, the growth and decay of nature. In Hebrew culture, this idea of time, zeman or mode, carries a sacred connotation. Time is not just chronological, it is purposeful. This philosophy stands in contrast to modern views of time as either a resource to manage or an enemy to defeat. Ecclesiastes reframes time as something to be respected, even embraced. The passage speaks to the human condition. We live in a world of opposites: joy and sorrow, love and loss, creation and destruction. Ecclesiastes does not seek to explain these tensions away, but rather to sanctify them. The influence of Ecclesiastes 3:1 stretches far beyond the pulpit. In 1965, the American folk rock band The Byrds released the song Turn, 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 a near verbatim adaptation of Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. The song became an anthem of the era, a cry for peace during the turbulence of the Vietnam War and the cultural upheaval of the 1960s. Its simple chorus, "To everything, turn, 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 there is a season," reminded a generation that even amidst chaos, there is order. Even in times of war, there is a promise of peace. The popularity of the song cemented Ecclesiastes 3 into Western cultural consciousness, bringing ancient Hebrew wisdom into living rooms and radio stations across the globe. The passage has also appeared in films, including Footloose and Patch Adams, and in political speeches and poetry. It has been recited at presidential inaugurations and written on gravestones. Its message is universal, cutting across religious, cultural, and generational divides. But Ecclesiastes 3 is not alone in this message. Other scriptures echo this truth, that life unfolds according to divine timing and purpose. In Galatians 6:9, Paul writes, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." The proper time reflects the same theological rhythm that harvest follows planting, that reward follows labor. In Psalm 1, the righteous person is compared to a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. Not constantly, not immediately, but in season. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." Waiting implies trust in divine timing, a theme central to Ecclesiastes. Even Jesus, in John 7:6, speaks of divine timing. "My time is not yet here. For you, any time will do." His entire ministry unfolds according to a celestial clock, not human urgency. Understanding the message of Ecclesiastes 3:1 challenges the modern obsession with speed, control, and efficiency. It teaches surrender, patience, wisdom. It invites us to stop fighting the tides of life and instead learn how to swim with them. In a culture that often measures success by immediacy, the Bible offers an alternative: purpose over pace. So how do we live in light of Ecclesiastes 3? First, by embracing the seasons of life. Not every time is for building. Some seasons are for rest, others for grieving, others still for growth. Wisdom is not in controlling the seasons, but in recognizing them. Second, by releasing the illusion of permanence. What we hold tightly today may pass tomorrow, and that's not failure, it's life. Third, by trusting divine timing. Even when we don't understand the delays or detours, Scripture assures us that there is a purpose under heaven. And finally, as Ecclesiastes 3:12 says, there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. This is not escapism, it is sanctified realism. Ultimately, Ecclesiastes 3:1 invites us to live with perspective, to see our lives as part of a much larger story, one written by a hand greater than our own. It is not a call to passivity, but to peace, not to indifference, but to trust. For in every season, birth and death, mourning and dancing, silence and speech, there is a time appointed by God, and that, perhaps, is the greatest comfort of all. We are not adrift, we are not forgotten. We are held in the rhythm of eternity, in a divine order that honors every tear, every joy, every moment. There is a time for everything, and every time has its purpose.